Custom corpses. Okay. As you can see, what we're going to be working on is actually the scowl. I want to get the scowl perfected. I'm going to wait for a few people to come on. I got to move things around a little bit. Um, Hold on. There we go. Got to move things around a little bit. Got to move things around a little bit. I got to adjust my chair. I also want to turn on my pad here. Okay, what's going on? Come on. Everything's so damn slow. What's happened to DP24? What's happening? I'm going to fix the scowl to look more. Oh, what the hell? Okay, I accidentally hit that off. This scowl needs to look more like the Shatner. I'm not going to bulk it out any further. I just need to shape it the exact same way this is shaped. So I've got my clay melted. I just got to move my chair over. Hang on a second. Let you guys know what I'm doing. And talk to you about the holidays. Now, Thanksgiving. It's been a rough couple of weeks here at the Hickman house. The custom corpses. The custom corpse has been a tough couple of weeks. I'll tell you what's been going on. All right. I am so much pain tonight. We got bad weather coming. That's what the hell's going on. All right. EP24 in the house. Okay, so I see what this is. It's bulkier right here. I don't have enough bulk there. It's bulk, but it also smooths out a little bit further over this way. Yeah, that's what it is. It runs higher on this side. So in other words, I want to replicate, because this is what he actually tried to replicate right here, was he was replicating the actual William Shatner look. So we're going to do the same thing. And I don't care what anybody says about it, because I can tell you right now, the way things have been going, So, still waiting on some more people to come on. I have to remember this is bigger than this here, so we are bulking this out so it looks the way it's supposed to look. I guess I got a message. My nightshades paint just came today. Okay, DP. Awesome. Your nightshades came. That's a good thing. Really blending this into the head now. You have to let the clay warm up a little bit. What I'm also doing to this is adding some natural bumping to it because we don't want it. We want it to look organic. We don't want it to look like a flat, like you sanded it down or smoothed it out to the point where it doesn't look natural. Yeah. Oh my God, that looks so much better. Now I'm not changing this part here. This is staying the same right in this area. I'm just kind of bulking up the scowl just a little bit more. I need this more definition right in here. Too much clay. Just waiting for some more people to come on. If anybody comes on tonight, I'll start talking about the holidays and what I've been through the last couple of weeks. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks of problems. Not major ones, but so there's 2 likes, there's 2 watching, and that's me included. So because this counts as when I'm monitoring this counts as one person. So nobody's on with us yet. Now I'm trying to smooth it out the way I want it with my fingers. Before I start with tools. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Now I'm going to start using some tools. Always put a little more on that you're actually than what you actually need. Ball. Some clay that I can smash it into. EP, I'm still here. Yeah, you're still here. I'm not getting anybody else. It's just me and you so far. Oh, 3 watching. We got 3 people on. Say hello, whoever you are. So I've been through a couple weeks of hell, basically. Um, Mother-in-law is getting really bad. She's basically staying with us right now, and I have nothing. There's nothing we can do about it until we're probably going to have to get some assistance, or she's got to go to a home because she's needing medical care now. So it's a little bit beyond my abilities, so to speak. I also fixed the different tool. Which one do I want? This is the one I want for up here. Yeah, we're gonna have to put her in a nursing home. I think that's gonna have to happen. She's 92 years old and she's really starting to get bad. And there's been a recent discovery of a tumor in her head, in her brain, and it's causing severe hear loss, hearing loss, so she can't hear. I can't leave her alone without her being seated somewhere or laying in bed because she falls a lot now. She never did that. It's only started in the last couple of weeks. But that is some of the side effects to this tumor, so to speak. They said, no, I did not make the nose smaller. Take off vision. It's still the same. Nose is not smaller. Nothing has changed. I'm only fixing the scowl to make it look more like this scowl that's on the actual William Shatner life cast. So I want it to look accurate to the life cast when it comes to the scowl because that's what he tried to replicate. Oh yeah. So I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now on top of trying to get this done. And it ain't fun, man. It ain't fun. Getting old sucks. It really does. Even if it's not us that's the ones getting old, it could be, well, we're getting older every day. But I mean, when people start needing your help on every waking moment of the day, it's really tough. But they raised us, and I'm doing everything I can to try and keep her from going into a home, but it's getting to the point where she needs medical, and I can't do that. And if you don't do something about it, it's borderline um, abuse. That's the way I look at it. Or not so much abuse, but what's the right word? Uh, negligence. I guess that's what it would be if I didn't. It's raining. I've been in a lot of pain today. I've been in pain all week. What am I kidding? Yeah, this is the way that scal's supposed to look. That's the way it's supposed to be. Just gotta blend it back into the head real good so it don't look funky. A little bit at a time. Let's see. Oh, what the hell? It's driving me crazy. Whew. Okay, let me read some text. Made the nose smaller. Did you make the nose smaller? Take off vision's got to go to sleep. CIA. Okay, pipe master. Why am I messing with the sculpt? Because it doesn't look like this. The shape of this was too sharp right here. All right, the scowl was not right. This is the life cast. This is what he went off of when he actually sculpted this. This is the true shape of this. It's like a reverse check mark. All right, the long sides on the left side and the short sides on this side. I had it too sharp right here. It wasn't blended in right here, and this wasn't high enough on this side, and now it's corrected. This is corrected. I didn't bring the scale out any further other than up top, adjusted this area here up on the top. This is still the same right in here if you look at the profile. That's still the same. I'm just and plus I added a little more than what's going to be there because I'm smoothing it back into the face. It's not going to be this pronounced. I just want to make sure I get the shape correct. The shape of the scowl has to be right. or else it doesn't look right. And why is this damn thing keeps, I know why, because this thing is, all right, I have the shape right now. See, look, hold on. Let me try and slide this. If you look at that, the shape is right now. The shape of this guy. Remember, this is bigger than this, a lot bigger. Um, Head size is, yes, tremendously bigger. So, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Because it don't look right. That's why. Scale was off. It was definitely way off. And I couldn't leave it that way. There's no way I'm leaving it that way. Plus, it didn't look organic. Getting the lumps and bumps that are in our faces. Told you this thing ain't getting done right away. This is going to be a time. This is going to be time consumption. I'm not going to rush into this no matter what anybody says because I am not doing this again. This is the last time I do this, man. I mean that too. Some junk in there. I really mean it. This is the last. This is the last retool that I'm doing of this flashback. Yes, that is the. This is the last retool. I haven't changed the nose size, which somebody just said I did. I did not. Did not mess with that nose at all. It's too fucking hard to mess with. From clay. That looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Yeah, so the only bulk that I actually added to this, ladybugs are all over the place. I got a shitload of ladybugs everywhere. Everybody gets bent out of shape if I make an alteration. Well, problem is, if it ain't right, it ain't right. Since this is what he was trying to use, I mean, he made the nose look like this when he did the flashback. He made the nose look exactly like this, close to it as possible. Yeah, the angle was off on this scowl. The pitch wasn't right here or here, and it was bulked and straight up and down here. I had to add more clay right into here because it was literally going straight up too high. Didn't look right at all. So that's why I did it. No, I had to change. I had to fix this. These were not bowed enough. They didn't have enough bow and they were going straight down. So they got bowed out the way they're supposed to be. The lips haven't changed at all. They're just a little glossy is all from messing with this top part. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, the lips are the same. Lips are the same outside of the top. I had to bow them out further. What's his name? Actually sent me photos of how wrong they were. And now I'm just blending it back in. That's all I'm doing is blending this back in. And that's a shaper. That's a shaping tool is all that. Yeah, I can't remember what. Come on, man. Felix. Felix is the one that pointed out these. This was too. This side was way too straight. It was literally straight down, straight. It didn't look right. So I bowed this out, and this one kind of much I kept the same on this side, but I bowed this a little bit on this side. I had to bow it. It just looks a little shiny, is all. All right, let's just keep blending this in. I didn't add a lot of this clay to the top of this. It may look it, but it's not. What I had to do is change the way it's got to be. This is the short side. It's a reverse check mark, is what it is. This is longer on this side, and this is shorter on this side. And the problem was mine was long on this side and it was short on this side. I had it backwards. I don't know how I did that, but I did it backwards. And this was too steep. The angle on this was literally like this. It wasn't over like that. It was too straight up and down. So that had to be fixed. If you go look back and look at the other videos, you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Everybody's like, oh, but it's so perfect. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're overlooking little things, and I got to make sure that I get it right. I want it right. I don't want to do this again, man. I want to get this right. I don't care if I'm working on this for another month. I don't care. I'm not that big of a rush. I just want to. It's getting so cold out there now that I can't even actually stone it. So it's not like I'm going to have this thing stoned. I am going to silicone it as soon as I get it where I want it. As soon as I have it perfected, I'm going to stone this bad boy. Or stone it. As soon as I have it perfected, I'm going to silicone it. Then I'm going to make another clay copy so I can make a stone head. But once the silicone's done, shit, make 5 of these heads, and I'll start sculpting all the other versions from this sculpture, and that's going to be cool. I can do one night. I'll do sculpting on the 2018 from this sculpture. I'll age it, make it look like the 2018. One thing I have noticed with the 2018, the ends and the kills masks. I want to say the kills and the ends mask. It's funny when you look at those masks and you look at the progression. It seems like he slanted the eyes a little more on each one of those masks. He slanted those eyes. The flashback is almost straight across, and then as you know the 2018, it's a little bit more slanted. The eye cuts, and then as you get to the ends mask, it's literally, man, they're really slanted hard. I know. I lined up pictures of this versus that, and I can see the changes are dramatic. So, and oh yeah, baby, I'm digging what I'm seeing. Now I want to feel this. Almost. This needs to be dug out just a little bit more right in here. Yeah, baby. Okay, so that's what's going on, guys. I didn't. I'm gonna. I'll repeat what I've been talking about. Um. So my mother-in-law started getting really bad over the last. I'm gonna say the last 2 weeks. She's forgetting things left and right. She's falling all over the place. Uh, can't leave her alone because she's really that bad. She's 92 years old. So she started falling and getting dizzy, and she lost her hearing. Her hearing aid went bad 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and we had to get her another hearing aid. Apparently, the plastic broke or something that was inside the hearing aid. So we took her up there, tried to get another hearing aid. It took 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks for her to get her hearing aid back. Well, if you're first time where you can't hear anything, her equilibrium was getting screwed up. So we thought, okay, it's her equilibrium, and that's why she's, losing her balance left and right and falling. So, what was it? Yeah, it was Friday. Friday, I went up to Turnersville and got her hearing aid. Took her up there and had it adjusted and fixed and everything. And okay, she's got her hearing aid back. Balance seems to be a little bit better on her, but when she fell a couple days ago, I think it was like Thursday, and I had to take her to the hospital. I took her to the hospital, and they discovered a tumor in her brain, and this is causing hearing loss dizziness, and she's sleeping. She's literally falling asleep. She can't even get through a meal without falling asleep. So she can't stay awake. She literally just keeps falling asleep. And that was one of the warning signs that I also noticed. I thought, you know what, something's really going on with her. So the reason why I haven't been on and stuff is because I've been taking care of her. My wife, she's pretty skinny and frail. She can't really pick her up if she falls. Hell, I have a hard time because of all my issues with my back and everything, taking care of her. So we're in the process of putting her in a nursing home. I think we're going to have to because I think she needs to go. But this tumor, it changes things. We would have kept her home, but um, living with us. But at this point, I think it's unsafe. And she's stubborn, so she doesn't listen to you when you tell her to stay seated or stay someplace. She won't stay. She'll get up and she'll start doing things, and next thing you know, I found her on the floor again yesterday. So I'm like, I can't do this. She's got to. You're going to have to be taken care of. I think at this point, nobody wants to put anybody in a nursing home. That's always been, and you don't want to do that. But when it's really time where they need the care, it is the only option. You really don't have a choice when they start getting that bad. So this is why you haven't heard too much from me, and I haven't really returned text or, I've been so busy with trying to deal with her stuff, and I'm also trying to get ready for my surgery. That's another issue in itself. That's another problem I'm dealing with. On top of, you know, because I'm going to be laid up for probably a good. Well, I'm not allowed to drive for like I think 3 weeks or something like that, maybe even longer. Might be 4 weeks. Takes about, they said, 4 months to completely heal up from this surgery. Yes, this looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. Yeah, and I can see the dent in there now. You want that dent visible between the eye. Yeah, that's it. I can feel it. Yeah, I can feel that. It's exactly like this. Only this is a little smaller, as you can see. It's smaller, but now that needs to be brought out just a little bit more. I'm always so damn groggy because I'm tired. I'm always tired. I've been really, really run down because of all the stuff that I've been doing. Plus tonight, I cooked this all turkey dinner. I did because I hate not doing Thanksgiving, but because of my mother-in-law, I had to take the invitation and go to my son's uh, parents' son's future father-in-law's Thanksgiving. So we went up there, and of course I took mom with us. So that was a trip in itself. Everything takes a lot longer when you're dealing with stuff like this. It takes you an extra hour just to get her dressed and in the vehicle. So it is what it is. Yeah, DP. If anybody's ever done with the dealt with any of this, and if you haven't, you're going to be dealing with it at some point when you're dealing with your mother-in-law or your own mother and your father. If they get old, where they get really old, most people were lucky. My mom, she died at 81, and she went the best way she could possibly go, and that's went to sleep and didn't wake up. Same way my dad died back in 1995. Only he was 56 years old. He was young, but he really never took care of himself. He didn't eat right. Just a lot of things. He never took care of himself, and he was stubborn, man. But I'm past his age by what was I going to say? Let me see. I'm 63, so yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7 years older than him. I made it 7 years older than he ever did. Now that may look like it's bulky, but it's not really that bulky. It just looks a little bulky because it's more pronounced here, not down here. Everything's just pretty much the same here. What am I seeing here? Seeing this dent. It's not quite right. A little flat spot. Am I wrong? Yeah, no, it's right there. So I'm going to take a dot of clay to fix that. There we go. Don't want any weird flat spots. Naphtha's going to do the rest, but first I have to put the lines back in. You know what? Let me look at this quick. Get the hell out of here. So I have the proper lines on this one. Now the clay's still soft. I'm going in deep because once I clean this up and put naphtha on it, it'll make it look organic. It'll look like a real line in the forehead. Now one more pass over it and not press. Just to clean up those little boogers that are in there. I mean, the best way to do this is actually with like a cellophane, but I found tricks around it. I found the tricks. You know, I'm going to do this here. Oh yeah. It is definitely starting to do that, that's for sure. Starting to take shape, White Master said. That looks more natural. Instead of one solid line. You don't want a solid line. what I'm doing there is I'm not pushing in to the clay. I'm just riding it and taking out those boogers. Little balls of messy clay. This is done up here. Now once I stick the naphtha on there, it'll get really natural looking. There we go. Now I want to show you guys something that everybody's missing this. All right. The bump underneath that lip is there. There's a little bump dead center, and it's underneath this lip, and it's on the life cast. So he did replicate that, and he did put that in there. Christopher Nelson, he put that in his sculpture, and it is there, and I have it there too. You can see it. These are the littlest, tiniest details that are seem to be being missed, and including myself a couple times as I was doing this. Yeah, right now I'm going to put naphtha on it. We're going to do the naphtha. Time to put some naphtha on. Put my gloves on. Got to turn the fan on, so it's going to get a little loud with the fan. I got to open up the back door because I don't want this naphtha and fumes inside the house. And then I'm going to show you something else that I'm working on. You guys are going to dig this. I don't know if I showed it. No, I started doing a video on it, and there was a fail. It didn't work because the glue didn't take to the stuff that I was trying to do. So I'm going to do it again with a different method. I put my mask on, so now you can't hear me. All right, I need to open up the door. Woo! Open up the door, turn the fan on. I'm in badass shape, man. Oh, it's raining out here for sure. It's raining out. All right, so I got to put the fan on, guys. It's going to get a little loud. Yeah, that scale looks a lot better. A lot better. All right. Now you'll really see what it'll look like.
Also, what this reveals is the bumps. I can see the bumps better, and I can smooth them out a little bit better. And the clay's shiny, you can't really see it too well. I can see it needs to be smoothed in here a little bit more. All better. Okay. Clay's starting to get too soft. Now, when this dries tomorrow, I'll be able to smooth out just these little couple little spots that I see that have to be a little smoother. So thanks for put the lid back on the napkin. Let the fumes blow out a little, few more minutes. And now you can see what I'm talking about with the lips, rounding that out a little bit more. Yeah, it looked a lot worse than it really was. Now looks right now. See, keeping that V shape too sharp, straight up and down, makes the face look mean. So you got to watch that.
Yeah, if that scowl angle is off, it makes the face look mean. And I don't want to make the face look mean. Look at that. Look at that angle now. Look at that. Man, it looks like it's on the money. Now it needs a little smoothing, like right in here is a little bit too much of a high bump right there. That's nothing. But I can't do it now because I've already put natural in there. That's gotta get hard. Usually takes about 3 hours for the clay to completely harden up again. What's up, Thor? Thorburn. I think that's Thorburn, right? You guys keep changing your handles. So we have the there you go. There's a profile of it. This is the 1-for-1. See it on the back of the head? Let me get this other guy out of the way, and then we'll put this centered again. Get him out of the way. I gotta shut my door anyway. Now that I got the scale right, show you the other project I'm working on. You're gonna love this, guys. First, tools away. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this guy a little bit over. And I'll show you this other thing I'm working on. This is gonna be cool when I'm done with this. This is gonna be a one-piece mask. The jaw will move. Going to use a spray foam that goes on the head. This is my urethane master head. So I'm using that, and I'm going to turn this into a scarecrow mask. Scarecrow zombie. And I've already started doing some sculpting with some foam clay I'm using on the scowl. All right, let me shut this fan off and shut the door so it's not so damn loud in here. So spray foam doesn't stick to plastic trash bag I have over the head. And that's why that plastic trash bag's there. And let me shut this first. Okay, so I'll show you a piece that I started working on. So what I did was I put some rags. I got some cotton rags right here. And I started putting them over top of this, about like that. All right, and I cut them to fit, so it fit really nice. Then I put the spray foam on. But the problem with spray foam is you can't walk away. Spray foam sticks to this is the spray foam. Let me see, how was this on here? Yeah, this was on here like this. All right, now the trick with spray foam is you spray it down with water You let that sit for about 3 minutes, no longer. The problem was I let it sit for probably like 5 or 10 minutes, like an idiot. And that's why it's all bulked up and not mashed down like it should be. Um, but the fabric stuck to the spray foam really good. And then all you do is once that piece is on here, and I have that fitted, that spray foam's matted down really nice onto the head and onto the mask, and the fabric's on there, then what I do is I glue that spray foam to the head itself. To the I glue it. I glue it. Uh, Mainly it's stuck right here. All right, so it's not stuck anywhere else. Yeah, it's going to be a project. I'm trying to get it done. It's going to be cool. It'll be a scary scarecrow mask. The spray foam, I can literally flatten that out, really flat. Pipe Master's in the house. Looks good, man. Uh, yeah, man. Pipe Master. He's saying, "What's up to Thor?" Custom courses. I didn't change my name for the same reason. YouTube changed it to my account tag. Really? That sucks. So, yeah, so this is going to be a cool mask in itself when it's done. And I'll probably go sell it. I don't know how much. We'll see how it looks when it's done. I ordered a hat for it, and I'm gonna replicate that hat by making it myself. I may have to anyway. Look at that ladybug sitting on top of the head of that thing. I don't know if you guys can see it crawling around. He's on top of the mask now. He's on. Look at him. See him? Ladybug. Ladybug. They're all over the goddamn place. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I'm being swarmed by ladybugs. There's a nest around here somewhere. Yo, DJ Styles, what's up? Drac Nation. Well, I just smoothed out. I fixed the scowl. The scowl looks a lot better now. And just getting the work done. And no rush with this thing. I want to get this thing as perfect as possible before I silicone it. Once I silicone it, then that's it. That's going to be this is the last retool that I'm doing to this mask. I do not want to do another retool. So if I take my time with it, Pipe Master, yeah, the scowl's definitely a lot. It's more accurate. It's more accurate than what it was. My mother-in-law right now is getting very, very, very old, and she's rapidly losing her hearing. She's losing her balance. She's falling asleep literally every 10 minutes. Um, she'll sit in a chair, try to watch a movie, and she's out. And she'll sleep and sleep and sleep. Wake up, mumble about something that she dreamt, and then back to sleep after 5 minutes of watching TV. But she's in and out of sleep. She gets dizzy. She was falling all over the place. We got one thing fixed somewhat, but we discovered it in this process when she fell. I don't take chances when somebody falls. Um, so I took her to the hospital to make sure she didn't break a hip or something because old people don't feel if they break something, they don't even feel it. And that's the scary part. So I took her to the hospital after she said she hurt her knee and she hit her head. So they did a MRI of her head, and they did or I think they did a CAT scan of her head. They did a CAT scan of her head, and they did a MRI of her knee, it might have been just an X-ray of her knee. I think it was just an X-ray. Anyway, the knee was fine, nothing wrong with that, but they discovered a tumor in the back of her head, a small one. It's a half inch in diameter. Um, so it causes pressure. Eventually, we'll start giving her headaches, and she will lose her hearing completely because that's one of the symptom side effects. You lose your hearing, especially where this thing's located in her brain. Um, that's probably why she has been losing her hearing the whole time. Um, she doesn't know about it. We're not going to tell her. Chemo at her age and as unhealthy as she is now would kill her in weeks. She wouldn't last. Chemo's a waste of time. It's better to just let her, you know, once she starts having severe pain or any kind of pain, headaches or anything, we're going to put her into a nursing home to be taken care of a little better. I just think that it's too much for us to handle for sure. That's just I can't. She's stubborn too, so you can't take your eyes off of her. So she'll get up and walk away, even though she's falling all over the place. Still, she'll still get up and walk around after I seat her or lay her down, whatever I'm doing. She's stubborn, so and I can't watch her every minute of the day, or else I wouldn't be in here at all. She's in there. She's on the in the living room right now with my wife, her mom. It's her mom, and they're watching a movie. Uh, she's going to come get me if she gets up. Um, yeah, because my wife's a skinny little runt, and when she falls, she's dead weight. She cannot uh, lift her up. My wife can't lift her up at all. And I have a hard time because of my hips. I can't. I mean, it's funny. I got upper body strength is still really strong. I mean, I'm an ex-athlete and I still have a lot of strength in my upper body. Even my core is real strong. But I have a bad back and now my hips are bad. As soon as I lift anything, any real weight in my hands, it goes straight to the hips. Not so much the back, but the hips, man. Oh my God, they're agony. So when I lift her up, I have a certain way that I do it and it gets the job done. And you can't lift an older person from underneath the armpits like that unless you can get down low and lock your arms up underneath of her arms. You try to lift her with your hands, you're going to bruise her. You're going to hurt her real bad. So it's not a good idea to do it that way. So I have another way that I do it, and it works. And I can't even explain how I do it. It's just really weird. I get to the front of her and I grab her arms about where her forearms are, and I lock her feet down on the floor with my feet, and I pull her forward, and it locks her knees and everything, so she can't hurt her knee or anything like that. And it popped right up, man. She's like, "Wow, that was easy." I said, "Yeah, usually everything else is a struggle, and it's sort of painful for her." That's the only reason I'm trying to find ways to pick her up without hurting her. So it's not fun, man. This is just not fun. But you know what? We're all going to go through this. We all have this to look forward to. You know, if your parents get very old, uh, if they don't, it's a blessing. If they die in their sleep, really, including myself, because I don't want to be a burden to my kids, man. I really don't. I don't want to be lingering and lingering and lingering. The hell with that. I figure pull the plug at 80. I want to be dead at 80 before, because 80 to 90 becomes a real nightmare for everybody else. I don't want to get dementia. I don't want to get any of that stuff. She's even getting that where she can't remember things. So it's bad, and anybody that goes through this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But your parents bring you into this world and they take care of you for a good portion of your beginning of your life. You owe it to them to do the best you can to take care of them in their end days. I really feel strongly about that. I don't like it when people want to instantly put somebody in a nursing home when they really don't need to be medically cared for. So when you take care of your elderly until it comes time where you can't take care of them, and then if a nurse comes every day or something to take care of them, that's another thing. Thorburn, you're scared of losing your parents. Well, we're all going to go, man. We ain't keeping them. We're not keeping our parents. here's what you got to do, and this is what I've always said. I've both of my parents are gone now, so and they my mom died in 2021 at 81 years old. My dad only died. He was 56 years old back in 1995. He died, and that was a shock. When they die young, it's a shock. When they get older, it's more acceptance. 80 years old is the perfect number. You go older than that, you end up with a lot of problems. Some people have a lot of problems before they hit 80, but most people, it's better if they die in their sleep, heart attack, whatever, because dying like this is sucks. You know, I would not want to die this way. I want to die with my boots on, and I don't want to die with dementia or can't control your urine, can't control your shit, can't control nothing. And believe me, it ain't fun. Um, but you do have to take care of them, you know, and it is our obligation. It really is. Um, Especially now the way things cost. Everything costs way too much. You just can't put them in a nursing home and call it a day. That's just not right. Especially when they're not ready for the nursing home. Nursing home is when they really need medical care where they're not getting it and you can't really do it for them. And believe me, it's my mother-in-law, so she hasn't been crapping her pants yet or anything like that. It's not that bad. But she's fallen and stuff, so I have to be careful. Um, so it is what it is. I didn't mean to rant about all this. I'm not really ranting. I'm just like, yeah, this is what I've been dealing with for the last two and a half weeks. About 2.5 weeks we've been dealing with this. All right. Custom Corpse is a friend of my family died in his sleep at 47. Apparently a massive heart attack. Man, yeah, 47 is way too young. But you can't go any better than going to sleep and just not waking up. That's the best way to go, man. Yeah, she's just at that age, that's for sure. But anyway, that's what I've been dealing with, and that's why I haven't been on that much. The holidays, I was going to do a big turkey dinner. I had plans to do, big family dinner here, but with her as bad as she was, I couldn't keep an eye on her and cook a big dinner. I couldn't do it. So my son was nice enough to ask his future father-in-law if three people can join them at dinner. And it was me and my wife and her mother. So yes, we went up there and we had turkey dinner and it was delicious. And it was the first time in at least 30 years since I haven't cooked Thanksgiving dinner. So it was kind of a nice break. But when I got home, I got hungry and I realized I don't have any leftovers. This sucks. So tonight, last night, my wife uh, prepped everything for me, and I made a turkey. We only did a 14 pounder. Actually, no, it was a 12 pounder. We did a 12-pound turkey, and I did some stuffing. I did some mashed potatoes. I did some peas. Uh, didn't do the cranberry. I got cranberry sauce, but I did the canned stuff. I don't feel like dealing with. So, yeah, I made Thanksgiving dinner tonight. I just didn't. I didn't go crazy. I didn't do sweet potatoes. I left them to my daughter. Uh, Candy yams, however you call them. Yeah, I got my turkey. I got my leftovers out there now, and guess what? It's going to be good. And whatever they don't eat, I'm going to make turkey croquettes with. I like those. They're delicious. Stuffing is delicious. Stuffing really turned out good. Oh yeah. I don't know how you guys do your stuff. But I don't go fancy with cranberries and all that bullshit inside my stuffing. I don't like it. I don't like fruits in my stuffing. I just like bread, celery, onions, um, sage, thyme. I use fresh sage, thyme, and rosemary, and was it? Two other ingredients too. I'm trying to remember what the herbs name. I'm drawing a blank with the herbs, but there's five herbs that I add to my um, to my season my onions, and then I put chicken broth in there, and I simmer it down with lots of butter that's inside. I simmer that down until the celery and onions they're diced up real small, and let them dissolve. I want them to be completely dissolved inside that, almost dissolved completely, and then I throw the breadcrumbs in, and I use fresh Italian bread. Um, and man, is that good! Oh, Italian bread in there just does something different. It just gives it some. It's so wild. So I'll put the breadcrumbs in there after they're chopped up in small pieces and throw it into the stuffing and a little salt and pepper and a little butter over top of it, and then right in the oven it goes. Man, forget about it. Good stuff. I don't like ground beef in my stuffing. Nope. Nope. I don't like meats in my stuffing. I don't like sausage. I don't like any of that crap in there. It's just me. I'm just not a big fan of putting meat inside stuffing. Now, my grandfather, my father-in-law, who's now dead, he would be like 102 right now, about 102 years old. He died about 10 years ago. He was like 92 when he died. And he was an ex chef. And he used to put mashed potatoes in his stuffing. And I didn't like them. I loved his cooking. He was really good, but I didn't like those mashed potatoes. Now, I make two different sweet potatoes. One sweet potato, I just use dark brown sugar, um, lots of butter, and sweet potatoes and in water, and I let that just simmer all day, pretty much. And then once the brown sugar is syrupy, and you get that nice syrup, you get that nice maple flavor with your sweet potatoes. But it is very sweet. Now I do another one I make an apricot sauce that is absolutely amazing, and it's so good. It's sweet, but not real sweet. But you can taste that apricot really complements the sweet potato so amazingly. And that one I keep to myself. That's a family secret, the apricot sauce. Believe me, it's not an easy thing to make. And it takes a day and a half to make it. Um, it's almost like making maple syrup. Anyway, yeah, I make that apricot sauce for my sweet potatoes. And first time my family had them, they were like, "No, Dad, you got to do these all the time. You got to do these all the time." Even my mother-in-law, she was like, "I never tasted anything that good in my life." I'm like, "Oh, well," because I mean, you have to like sweet potatoes, but man, they're good. And I'm not a sweet potato fan. I'm not a real big sweet potato guy. Those I'll eat because they're really good. And they're not that sweet. Yeah, so I don't stick meats in my stuffing. Now, I'm not a big fan of cranberry and orange together. I know some people do their cranberry sauce like that with fresh cranberries and make their fresh cranberry sauce and put orange in it. I just don't like it that much. Um, just give me plain old cranberry. And I'm not even a big fan of the cranberries in the cranberry sauce. I like a gelatin. I like it right out of the can. I usually get the ocean spray. I know it's not homemade, so to speak, but you know what? I'm not a big fan of cranberry that's not out of a can. I like the can. I like it. I don't like it a gel. I don't like it as, yeah, I like the gel. I'm sorry. Asylum puts Skittles in his stuffing. Good luck with that. What are you trying to say? He's young? Uh, Make a delicious Italian meatball, though. My meatballs are amazing. Yeah, my mother-in-law is like, "How do you get them so soft? Every time I make these things, they're hard as rocks." Well, the secret is low heat, and you can't use breadcrumbs. You use real bread. I use real Italian bread, and what I do is I soak the Italian bread in water. All right, I soak it in water. You know, however amount I'm going to actually add to the meat, and I use pork, beef, and not lamb. Come on, three meats. Veal. I use pork, veal, and beef. Those three meats combined, equal parts, equal amounts. And when I say pork, pork sausage. So my meatballs are. I was taught how to make real Italian meatballs from my. I got my cousin's last name is Palumbo. All right, it doesn't get more Italian than that, and they were literally from overseas, and they showed me, or actually their grandmother back in the, I want to say 85, 86, showed me how to make the meatballs. And another secret, you got to put in a lot of fresh Parmesan Reggiano cheese, a lot of it, into the meat. All right, a lot of cheese gets put into the meat, um, along with fresh Italian breadcrumbs that you soak in water, and then you squeeze out the water, you know, and then you squeeze it, and you put that bread inside your meat, and you blend that up, and that's what keeps the meat from getting hard. Like when you get it bite into a meatball and the meatball is hard as a rock, even if it's not burnt, it's still hard. That's because those breadcrumbs that you buy, they're no good, man. You can put a little of those in. You can put a little bit of it in there, just to use some of the seasoning that's in it. But I like fresh herbs when I put every. Whenever I make the meatballs, I got all fresh oregano, fresh parsley, fresh, um, uh, come on, fresh garlic, fresh onion. Everything's fresh, and I dice everything up really thin in slivers, because I want the onions and the garlic and anything else I put in there. I want them to be dissolved, almost liquid. So this way, when they're in the meatballs, you don't get this chunk of onion in your mouth. Some people like it. I don't. I like a real meaty meatball. So I'm a pretty good cook. Yeah, actually, my father-in-law was a chef, so he showed me how to cook uh, fancy cooking. You guys probably won't know who this is, but he worked at Zabers as one of the head chefs there for many years. Um, so yes, he was a head chef at the Zabers back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, that was the life cast mask. That was the one I had up there earlier. That's why I copied that scale. I wanted that scale to match that. It wasn't so much, I'm not trying to bulge it out. I wanted to make sure the shape of it was right, the V shape. It's more like a check mark. And on the check, it's a reverse check mark, is what it is. And the check mark, the short side's on the right side if you're looking at the scale. Now you can see the check mark. And it's a reverse check mark, is what it is. That's exactly what the shape is. It looks more on the money now. Now it still needs to harden up the clay because I got to smooth it out just a little bit more. A couple bumps that I'm not digging. But I'm getting sleepy as hell, man. My day starts so damn early, and sometimes I have to get up in the middle of the night because she tries to get up and I don't know, goes out in the dining room, goes just walks around. Just man, like feels like sometimes she's sleepwalking. Mother-in-law, I'm talking about. So I'm getting broken sleep like that because of keeping one ear. I feel like I'm dealing with a kid again. When I was raising the kid, when the kids were real young, you always when you're going to sleep, when they're babies, when you're taking a nap or whatever, you get this internal instinct. You're really your hearing is on top of it. You're really paying attention. It's like you never really go to sleep. You're just shutting your eyes, resting. But I feel like I'm dealing with that again. Where I get so much broken sleep now, it's terrible. But and I'm gonna probably keep these videos a little shorter, um, so I'm not on live for hours and hours and hours. So I'm giving you a little heads up to what I'm doing. Fix the scowl a little bit, and yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually just going to keep nickel and diming it until I get it right, perfect the way I want it. Then I'm going to silicone it. Once it's silicone, that's it. This is the last sculpture of the flashback I'm doing. I'm telling you, this is the last one. Even if I don't like this one, this is the last one. Somewhere down the line, I see something different where I messed up. I don't care. I'm just staying the way it is. I'm just done. I'm moving crumbs of clay now. That's the thing. I'm moving very little pieces of clay to even make it worthwhile. So I'm making sure that I get it as close as possible to the flashback as I can. And we are going to move forward and make a silicone master of this. Oh man. And the small one's going to fit better now because I made the back of the head a little further out. The neck's a little bit bigger. So this is going to fit really nice. I can't wait till people get this mask. This is going to be really nice. So the 24 and a half will be a 24 and a half. A true 24 and a half. There wasn't enough clay on the back of the head on the first, on the Ultra. And that's why I don't even try and sell that 24 and a half inch mask because when it's all done and said and done, after it shrinks up for a couple of months, it literally shrinks up to 24 and a quarter. I thought it was done shrinking at 24 and a half. No, it shrank all the way to a 24 and a quarter. Last time I measured one. So I'm like, nah, can't use that. Too small. At least it's too small for most people. The 25 actually fits like a 24 and a half. Oh. But anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. Oh, man. I'm really tired. I am beat. And I'm sore. There he is. Here's the guy. Yikes, that hurt. Sorry. Let me unplug this. 5-4. Yeah, here's Michael. See, as you can see, the scowl's not really bumped out that far. And if you can see underneath there, you can see the bump. See the bump in the center? Underneath the lower lip, the bump is there. It's very accurate to what the screen. There's my little monitor. And that's going to be a future mask there. That's going to be cool when I'm done with that. Scarecrow Zombie. So we're going to do with that one. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. I'll see you in the next video. We worked on the scowl tonight and we smoothed it out a little bit. But I got to wait till tomorrow to actually get it perfect. All right. See you guys. Good night.